What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Philosophy, the show with hot questions and an even hotter host. And the the thought we're starting with today is: do you want to fit in or do you want to stand out? Slash, do you want to fit in or do you want to be outstanding? And the very first guest I had on this podcast was Brad Kessler, and we talked about the coolest thing you can do is to be yourself. So that's number one. And that kind of translates to I assume that almost everyone in some sense is trying to fit in, including me. I want to fit in so bad, but what do you get out of it? Because people think like fitting in is going to make you cool, but like fitting in makes you invisible. And I think one of the hardest things you can do in this life is to have the courage to stand out, have the courage to share your light with the world. Be the unique little snowflake that you really are. And all this shit sounds so dumb, but like it's true. Because and then I look at like most people, like the American dream that everyone's chasing, which in reality these days is like you're divorced from your wife, you have a job you hate, and fuck that. I and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think like that dream was a bit of an inception. Like that dream was placed in your head because they want, like the people at the top want you to just want the average life. Like if you ask most people today, it's like, oh, I just want a job that pays money so I can have a family. Like, and maybe that's good for you, but like, I don't know, man. Like, why not shoot for the fucking stars? Like, do you want to be a family man or do you want to be like fucking Elon Musk? Do you want to be like Neil Armstrong, LeBron James? Like how did they convince us to shoot for like the like that should not like you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like there's no problem with like having a job. Maybe there is. To be honest, like why not shoot for the stars? If you don't make it, fine, but at least you fucking like tried. Like when you were a little kid, did you imagine yourself like working in finance? And these days, people tell you like grow up, which is basically telling you like you're not capable of achieving your dream. And I'm not saying you have to like try to be in the NBA or try to be like famous, but I think you should at least to try to do something you love. And there are some people that love like computer science or like if you love business that much, then why don't you try to be like fucking Elon Musk, not fucking Joe Schmo who's up for a promotion in 6 years? Because I think a lot, and that's like fitting into like the nice family man with the job that pays the bills. Like that's fitting in. That's why I'm talking about all this stuff. And Jim Carrey told a story that his dad probably could have been a comedian, but he wanted to play it safe and be like an accountant so he could pay the bills and have a nice family. And then when Jim was a kid, his dad got fired and the whole family was homeless. And the message of that story is like you can fail at what you don't want to do. So you might as well take a shot at what you do want to do. And another thing is like the man doing something you love, you're so much more likely to become successful because like the man who likes to walk will walk farther than the man who is walking somewhere. And I've said pretty much probably all of this on previous episodes, but maybe it's not that complicated. Maybe it's just scary. And it is, it's terrifying. And maybe it's hard. And this podcast is kind of me like going for it. You know what I mean? This is like kind of my dream. And like, even if this never blows up, like, at least I fucking took a shot. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's the reason I wanted to do this, but one of the reasons is because today I just went for a run, and when I'm running, I put in like these motivation core videos on YouTube, and all of them are saying the same exact thing. And I've listened to probably, oh man, maybe let's call it like probably over 100 hours of these like motivation core of like Jordan Peterson, Theo Vaughn, Chris Williamson, Alex, I don't know his name, builder, bodybuilder guy, and like Joe Rogan, David Goggins, and they're all saying the same exact thing. It's like it's it's not that complicated. It's pretty simple. You just gotta like fucking go for it and be consistent for like 5, 10 years. And you gotta like give it your all. And most people are just too scared to do that. And it's terrifying, especially in a world where everyone wants to fit in. You're gonna fucking stand out if you try something, if you give it a shot, if you take the risk of like sharing your gift with the world. And I think everybody has a gift, but not a lot of sharing going on. And I think this is my gift. I don't know. But I like doing it. And I just got to the point where I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? And my my fuck it bar is pretty low compared to most people's for some reason. But I'm just looking around and I'm like, it takes so much work to like live life, and to do something that you're not passionate about is just pretty unfathomable for me. I know some people have like things on the side, and that's great. I don't. No, I have good friends. I have a lot of good friends. I have a good family, supportive family. But now is another thing I wanted to talk about. I've been lying. I've been lying. I tell you guys that like I do this for you guys. I don't. I truly don't. I do it for me. And every title of these videos and everything I say in these videos, it's something I need to hear because it's easier said than done. Like probably a month or two ago, I made a video. It's like, you work too damn hard to watch the same show over and over again. Guess what I'm doing on the fuck? Like, I'm watching How I Met Your Mother for like the what, eighth time? It's a great show, but like, you've seen it 7 times, my boy. And it's a comfort show for me. But like, Come on, man. Like I make these videos because I need to hear this stuff. And I think there's other people saying it, but like I don't know. I like doing it. And I think more people need to say it because people aren't listening. At least a lot of people aren't. And another thing is it's time to lock in again. I haven't I keep saying it's like I haven't exercised in a month, but that month was December and now it's fucking March 20. Oh my God. It is March 25th. So more accurately, I've barely exercised for the past 4 months. And my mental's a little shaky right now. There might be a correlation. And another thing, when I'm going on a run, that thing in my ears all the time, it's like maybe you're supposed to be sad and depressed and anxious because you're living so far below your potential. And I am. For the last 4 months, I mean, it's been a weird time in the world, but like, been a bum. And there was a like 2 year period where I didn't miss a day in the gym. It's like, oh, I don't feel like doing it today. Good. That's when it matters the most. And it's true. You can't count on motivation. And I've just been like, oh, I haven't been motivated for the past 4 months. That's honestly, that should be your motivation. As soon as I got on my run, I was like, your motivation should be, aren't you fucking tired of living like a bum? Like, aren't you tired of like feeling like a loser? Like, if you hate your life, motherfucker, do something about it. And life is hard. Maybe it's supposed to be hard. Ever think about that? But, and for a while, for the past 4 months especially, I've just been like bouncing around the cosmos, drifting around the cosmos is probably a better term. And a part of it is my frame of mind. And I think there's been a lapse in my frame of mind. And I had this conversation with my boy a couple weeks ago. And it's like it's the trap of like I'll be happy when. And it's like I'll be happy when I'm not fat. And then you get to the point where you're not fat and you're like, "Oh, I'm still not happy." And I took that and I was like, and also a little Buddhism I've been reading about. And Buddhism says like all suffering is caused by like desire. So like you shouldn't want anything. And bro, I've been trying to just like not want anything for the past 4 months, and it is like no way to live. Like I haven't had any like goals for the past 4 months. I haven't been like working towards anything. And I don't think that's the answer. I for the 4 months, it has certainly not been the answer. I think it's about like, and I just signed up for a half marathon because I'm like, I'd like be going for a run and I'm like, dude, why? Like, why? What am I doing this for? And I didn't really have a good answer. But now I have an answer. It's you paid $150 to run and you committed to do a half marathon. And I think I'd feel pretty good if I ran 13 miles. I've ran like 8 or 9 before, but this is like an official race. I'm gonna have to like lock in for the next 8 weeks, and I think it's good for me. This morning I woke up, I was like, why the hell did I sign up for that? I told like I hadn't even told anyone I'd signed up for it, and they were like, "That's awesome." I was like, "No, no, it's not. I wasted my money. I just want to stay in bed." And it's like, but you need You need to fucking put your sights on something. You need to aim at something if you're gonna go anywhere. And I think the Buddhist idea was like not that you shouldn't try to do anything. That is not the answer. I tried it. It's not the answer. It did not work. It's about like being okay if you fail. It's the concept of attachment. It's like I'm going to try to run a half marathon and say I fail, say I get hurt during the race. I should be like okay if I fail, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't want anything because I've just been kind of like going through the motions for the past 4 months and I feel empty. I feel like what am I doing? And the answer is nothing. I'm doing nothing. And maybe this is all some mental contraption that it's like if I never try anything, I'll never fail. But you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna flop. It's inevitable. It's what matters, what happens when you do fail, if you get back up. And that's what like all this is just fucking recycled garbage I've seen like from fucking Rocky, but it's true. And I'm locking in again, harder than ever before. Because for the past 4 months there's been something inside me building. And I'm not kidding. And I'm fucking pissed, I'll be honest. I'm just like, I'm pissed at myself. I'm pissed at the world. I'm just fucking angry. And it's like, what are you gonna do with that anger? Are you gonna sit there and be angry, or are you gonna put it into something and be great? And I'm locking in like never before. And I've locked before pretty hard for a pretty long time. But I'm locking in, and I don't know if I'm ever unlocking. For at least for a while, I'm done drinking. I'm gonna start exercising again. I'm fucking, they don't know me, son. I'm drinking kombucha. But I'm out for blood. And another thing is, it's like damn true. It's like how you feel about yourself is kind of how you feel about the world. And I've been trying, and I tried the whole journaling therapy approach. And not that there's not a lot of good there, but like I've been feeling like I'm a bum. So maybe that's why I feel like the world isn't so great. And it's a weird time. I think we can all agree on that. It's a strange time to be alive, particularly in America right now. But like I've been being a bum. And I've proven it to myself at least. Maybe you got to prove it to yourself and see, but it's like how you feel about yourself is how you feel about the world. Like if I'm always finding something wrong with myself, I'm always going to be looking for something wrong with the world and something wrong with relationships and something wrong with other people and something wrong with the show I'm watching. But if I wake up every morning and I like exercise and I'm feeling good, then I'm going to be like feel a little bit better about everything around me, and that's everything. And also, maybe I'll wrap on this. I want to talk about momentum. 'Cause my whole life changed when I met a girl about like 3.5 years ago. And then I got into the gym and I started working hard and I started to see results. I started to look better. I started to feel better. And then I took that into the classroom. I started to work hard in school for the first time in my life. I started to feel even better about myself. And then I had a girl I liked. I was working out. I was feeling good about myself. I was trying hard in school, feeling good. And then I was feeling great. And I got no momentum right now. I've been drifting for 4 months. But I started today. I already started. I just ran 3 miles. And I wish I was running the full marathon. To be honest, I kind of feel like a pussy for doing the half one, but apparently it's dangerous to train. I can't train for a whole marathon in 8 weeks, so I'll do it next year. Mark my words. But I'm, before I got a little kick from momentum, the universe was like, here's a fine out girl. But today is like, I'm doing this for me. And I don't know if I'm ever unlocking because I'm done trying to fit in. I'm having the courage to stand out on the pod socially because you got to stand out to be outstanding. Oh, you got to drink kombucha to be outstanding. And the idea of that, like, I might have to do this podcast for 5, 10 years before it blows, that doesn't excite me. But I think I'm willing to do it because I like doing this. And also, I'm taking week by week, baby. You never know. This shit could blow. Probably not on this episode, but maybe the next one. And that's like you have to fail in order to get better. All of this is recycled garbage. Not garbage. It's all recycled like wisdom from other people. But it's like the only way to get better is to fail. And you like take working out, like lifting weights. If you don't like do as much as you do, that muscle is not going to grow. And if you don't fail, you will not grow. And I am ready to fail again. I am. Because not trying if you don't try anything, you're not going to do anything. If you don't go for anything, you're not going to go anywhere. And I'm done with feeling stuck. Time to lock in again. I'll see you next week.